Are you accidentally making your living room feel 10 times smaller? Is your furniture secretly fighting against your space? Think your living room is too small? Well, you might be arranging it wrong. Have you ever walked into a small living room and instantly felt stressed, even though the room itself isn't actually that small? That's because size is usually not the real problem. The layout is. A lot of living rooms feel cramped because the furniture is fighting the space instead of working with it. Oversized sofas, blocked walkways, that big coffee table that you just had to have even though you knew it wouldn't fit in your space, but you bought it anyway because it looked pretty. I should really get rid of that. Anyway, even expensive furniture like my coffee table can make a room feel uncomfortable if the arrangement has no flow, no spacing, or no clear purpose. The good news? You don't need a bigger apartment. Sometimes moving just one piece of furniture can completely change how your living room feels. The goal isn't to squeeze more stuff into the room, it's to create comfort, balance, and better movement so the space actually works for you in your day-to-day life. In this video, I'm going to show you how to arrange furniture in a small living room to make it feel bigger, cozier, and way more functional. All right, so before we continue, I don't think I'm supposed to talk about this. I recently had jury duty, and the case was against people that don't like our videos, and we found them guilty. So I think it's really in your best interest to like this video. Just to be safe, I would also subscribe to the channel. I'm really helping you out here. So let's start with one of the most common small living room mistakes: furniture that feels like it's floating separately around the room instead of working together. This layout is a perfect example of how a room can technically have enough space but still feel awkward and uncomfortable. At first glance, nothing here looks obviously wrong. The furniture is modern, the room is clean, and there's plenty of open floor area. But the proportions feel off. The furniture pieces feel disconnected from each other instead of reading as one unified composition. The rug is too small, the coffee table feels undersized, and there's too much empty space surrounding everything. Instead of making the room feel open, it actually makes the layout feel fragmented. The biggest issue is the rug. It should visually anchor the seating area. Ideally, the coffee table and at least the front legs of the sofa should sit on it to create one cohesive zone. But here, the rug is floating in the middle almost by itself, while the sofa feels detached from the rest of the arrangement. And because the coffee table is also too small for the scale of the room, it ends up feeling isolated rather than functional. Another problem is the empty space around the furniture. A lot of people think more empty floor automatically means a room feels larger, but that's not always true. If the space has no visual purpose, the room starts feeling unfinished instead of spacious. The circulation also feels undefined. The sofa is positioned too close to the left wall, while the furniture on the right feels visually isolated. There's no strong visual axis connecting the layout, so the eye keeps jumping between disconnected elements instead of reading the room as one comfortable seating area. Now, let's look at the fix. The biggest improvement is that the room now reads as one integrated composition instead of separate objects floating inside empty space. And the larger rug completely changes the feeling of the room. It now properly anchors the sofa, coffee table, and accent chair into one cohesive seating area. And interestingly, this actually makes the room feel larger, not smaller, because the proportions finally make sense. The accent chair also plays a huge role here. Before, almost all the visual weight was concentrated to the left side of the room. Now the chair creates balance and the layout feels more dynamic. The empty space is also much better controlled because there is no longer random unused gaps around the furniture. The negative space now feels deliberate, which instantly makes the room feel more polished. The plant softens the room visually by breaking up the rigid rectangular shapes, while the built-in shelving feels integrated into the architecture rather than just being placed against a wall. And this is the thing about proportion. Even beautiful furniture can make a room feel uncomfortable when the sizing is off. So getting the scale right is the difference between a room that looks bought versus one that looks well designed. So what's the easiest way to fix layouts like this? Planner 5D. Every layout in this video was created there, including all of the furniture arrangements and fixes. You can test different options, move furniture around, and instantly see what works best for your space before changing anything in real life. And with the promo code INTERIOR, you can get Planner 5D's guide with 100 layout ideas for your home. Find the link in the description or scan this QR code to download the guide. Now let's look at another extremely common mistake, oversized seating. And I want to talk about why this happens so often because it's not really a taste problem, it's a perception problem. Furniture always looks smaller in large showrooms or Pinterest photos than it does in real apartments. That sectional that looked perfectly proportioned in the store, it can completely overwhelm a smaller room in reality because the scale just doesn't translate the same way. That's actually another reason Planner 5D is so useful because you can plug in your room measurements and the actual dimensions of the furniture you're considering and see exactly how it fits before you commit to it. In this layout, the sectional sofa occupies too much of the available floor area, which immediately makes the room feel visually heavier and more compressed. Even though it technically fits inside the room, it dominates almost the entire composition. The movement paths around the seating area feel too narrow, especially near the sliding glass door, making the room feel less comfortable and harder to navigate in. Most of the visual weight also is concentrated on the left side, while the remaining furniture pieces feel secondary and disconnected. Now let's look at the fix. Replacing the oversized corner sofa with a smaller sectional immediately makes the room feel lighter, more balanced, and significantly easier to move through. The circulation paths are now clearly defined, and access to the sliding glass door no longer feels blocked. The rug also works much better in the updated version because it properly organizes the seating area into a cohesive composition. The sofa, coffee table, and accent chair now feel visually connected instead of competing with each other. An ottoman added diagonally helps complete the conversation area and distribute visual weight more evenly throughout the room. The lesson here is simple. Always test the scale before you buy. The biggest sofa isn't always the best sofa. In a small room, the right size piece will almost always feel more luxurious than an oversized one. And this is especially important with sectionals specifically. Because of their L shape, they eat into two walls at once, which means even a small size difference has a much bigger impact on the room than a regular sofa would. This layout highlights a mistake that comes from a really understandable place. Trying to make the room feel as functional as possible by fitting in as much seating as you possibly can. The problem is that in a small room, more furniture doesn't mean more function. It usually means less. At first glance, the room seems practical because it includes two sofas and multiple seating areas. But the arrangement creates a composition that feels closed off instead of open and inviting. And one of the biggest problems is the sofa placement near the entrance. Because the sofa has its back directly to the entry, it creates a visual barrier right where the room should feel the most welcoming. The layout also lacks a strong focal point. Without shelving, built-ins, or another architectural anchor, the eye keeps jumping between several large furniture pieces competing for attention. The coffee table appears too small relative to the overall composition, which makes it feel disconnected from the surrounding furniture rather than anchoring the seating area. Now let's look at the fix. The biggest improvement came from simplifying the composition. Replacing the second sofa with two accent chairs immediately made the layout feel lighter, more open, and visually breathable. Adding built-in shelving created a much stronger focal point and gave the room a clearer visual hierarchy. Instead of separate furniture pieces competing with each other, the space now feels really structured. The use of two coffee tables also improves the proportions of the seating area and creates better visual layering within the composition. Editing is actually one of the hardest design skills to develop because it means resisting the urge to fill every corner. But in a small living room, knowing what to take out is just as valuable as knowing what to put in. It's also worth pointing out what happened to the feel of the room once the second sofa came out. It didn't feel like something was missing. It felt like the room finally had room to breathe. And that's usually the sign that the edit was the right call. This next layout is one I find really interesting because the intention behind it is completely reasonable. The furniture was chosen to make the room feel cozy and comfortable, and it does feel that way at first. But there's a fine line between cozy and cramped, and this layout crosses it. The oversized sectional dominates almost the entire space and creates a heavy visual block in the center of the room. Because the seating wraps too tightly around the layout, the room starts feeling closed off rather than warm and inviting. The accent chair feels disconnected from the conversation area, and the coffee table is once again too small to visually balance the large sofa around it. So now let's look at the fix. The updated layout immediately feels lighter, more open, and much easier to move through. The seating arrangement no longer overwhelms the room, and the furniture finally feels proportional to the space. The pieces also relate to each other more naturally, creating a conversation area that feels cohesive instead of crowded. Cozy and cramped feel completely different to be in, even if they look similar in a photo. Cozy means the room wraps around you. Cramped means the room is suffocating you. A good way to test this before committing to a layout: stand at the entrance of the room and ask yourself if you feel invited in or blocked out. If the furniture is creating a wall between you and the rest of the space, that's the layout telling you something needs to change. The last layout highlights something more subtle than the others, but just as common. A room that feels unfinished even though nothing is obviously wrong with it. At first glance, the space seems open because there's plenty of empty floor area. But instead of feeling airy and purposeful, the layout feels underutilized. The seating area floats in the middle of the room without creating a strong visual connection to the wall or surrounding elements. The sofa also faces away from the entrance, which creates a visual barrier and makes the room feel less welcoming the moment you walk in. So of course, let's fix it. The updated layout feels much more connected and functional because the furniture finally works with the proportions of the room instead of floating independently inside of it. Replacing the straight sofa with a corner sofa improves space efficiency and creates a more integrated seating area. Built-in shelving adds a clear focal point, while the ottomans and plant help the composition feel warmer and more balanced. This one comes down to a common misconception, that more empty floor space automatically means a room feels better. It doesn't. What actually makes a room feel good is when everything in it feels connected, like it belongs where it is. Empty space only feels good when it's empty on purpose. The other thing to notice in the updated version is how much warmer the room feels without actually adding any warmth. No new colors, no new textiles, just furniture that finally has a relationship with the walls around it. That sense of connection is what most people are actually chasing when they say they want a room to feel cozy. So let's quickly compare all of the before and after layouts. Most small living room problems usually come down to the same few mistakes: floating furniture and weak proportions, oversized seating dominating the room, too much furniture and visual overload, closed-off seating arrangements blocking openness, and disconnected furniture compositions that leave the room feeling underutilized. And if you noticed, all of these layouts were fixed using the same core interior design principles. So now let's move from specific examples to the universal rules that designers use to make small living rooms feel bigger, more balanced, and more comfortable in almost any space. The most successful small living room layouts follow the same simple principles. Choose furniture that matches the room scale. Oversized furniture makes small rooms feel visually heavy and compressed. Use a rug to anchor the seating area. A rug should connect the main furniture pieces into one cohesive zone. Avoid overcrowding the room. Fewer well-chosen pieces usually create a more open and balanced layout. Prioritize circulation. Clear movement paths instantly make a room feel more comfortable and spacious. Create a focal point. Shelving, artwork, a media unit, or even a window view helps organize the space visually. Balance visual weight. Distribute furniture evenly so one side of the room doesn't feel heavier than the other. Use flexible furniture. Ottomans, nesting tables, and storage pieces add function without taking up unnecessary space. Introduce vertical elements. Plants, shelving, curtains, artwork, and floor lamps help add visual height and depth to the room. So hopefully now you can see that making a small living room feel bigger is usually not about knocking down walls or buying expensive furniture. It's about layout proportions and smart furniture placement. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which layout mistakes surprised you the most. And one last reminder, with the promo code INTERIOR, you can get Planner 5D's free guide with 100 layout ideas for your home. You can find the link in the description below, or you can simply scan the QR code on the screen. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.